Hello dear students, welcome back in our English lesson. Today we're going to start with the reading comprehension. What we're going to learn about: tourism, the world of tourism, different amazing journeys, traveling, and of course holidays, our favorite. Let's move on. First of all, take a look at these amazing places. This is what we're going to read about. So before reading, let's see some new words that you need to know their meaning. If we are describing these places, we read the words, and I want you to think which of these pictures might be the appropriate one. So, it is like a maze, like a labyrinth, full of pavilions, full of sheds, open places that might be covered, ponds, so different parts with water, and bridges. You can wander around, and it's perfect for those who love peaceful gardens. Look at the pictures, please. Which one do you think is the appropriate that describes this description? It is, of course, picture C. You can go on an overnight trip down the river, so you can stay the whole night there. Board a sailing boat, so get on the boat, and float past places of natural beauty. Take a look, please. Where can we float? Which is that place that shows, of course, C. And of course, it is A. Another description. Try snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, and husky sledging. You know what are huskies? Those dogs that are used in the snow to pull the sledge. See a light show in the sky. It's an amazing natural phenomenon. Take a look. Where do we have snow? Where do we have the beautiful light? And of course, it is picture D. It's in the middle of the desert. You can see the ruins of an ancient city there. The ruins. What has remained after the destruction of a particular city? The city was carved out of pink rock. Think of the rock. Think of those big stones that have been carved, that had been, there was a shape that had been given in these stones. This is the meaning of the word carved. And of course, from the pictures, it is picture B. Now, we're going to move on. We're going to start reading. And as always, while we read, we always are given some questions. In this part, we are going to be given different sentences, and then we need to find the appropriate person that might have been said that. So let's start reading. First of all, we have Sophie. Nile cruise in Egypt. I had gone to Cairo, the capital city of Egypt, for a business meeting, but I had some free time, so I decided to go on an overnight boat trip down the Nile. The other passengers and I boarded the felucca, which is a wooden sailing boat. So we have the meaning of this word, the wooden sailing boat. To find a simple but mouth-watering meal. So how was the meal? It was delicious. Waiting for us, it was great to relax on deck and dine in style as we floated past the natural beauty of Egypt. Afterwards, so later, the crew entertained us with traditional dances. Some of the other passengers even joined in. It wasn't the nightlife I am used to at home, but it was definitely a night to remember. So, from what we read, let's take a look at the different questions that we have. Normally, in your course book, you will have different people talking, and then you need to find out which person says what. Now we're going to do it one by one. So, take a look at the different sentences, and I would like you to take a look at the text as well. So, Sophie, in which of these sentences might be referred? Got very tired. Did we see that? Was far away from villages. Could take all the time that she wanted. Was visiting somewhere for work. Maybe we heard that somewhere. So what did we see? That she had gone for a business trip. And for this reason, in this sentence, in number 4, we have the text A. So we have Sophie, and of course we are given the answer, exactly where we found the answer. Let's move on with another person. Now we're going to read about Jess and Petra Jordan. In the middle of the desert, hidden away from the rest of the world, are the magnificent ruins of the ancient city of Petra in Jordan. So the ruins, we said, are what are those parts of the building or of the city, what has remained from the ancient, from the very old city. The whole city was carved out, so we said it has been worked on the rock, as if they have taken a tool and worked on the rock to give some shape, as we can see in the columns, as we can see in the door. So the whole city was carved out of the pink rock almost 2,000 years ago. I had always wanted to go somewhere off the beaten track, so somewhere that the other people hadn't been, that is not that known. And this archaeological site was a dream come true. The time flew by, but I had just enough time to buy some handmade souvenirs. So souvenirs that people have created with their hands, handmade. From the stalls around the site, around the place, the archaeological site, there was no way I was going back without something to remind me of this unique tourist attraction. Let's go back now to the questions. So, A, we have already found it in one text. Take a look. First of all, which is the easiest one for you? It was far away from villages and towns, because the place was hidden away from the rest of the world. So we have the same meaning, this one and, this one. What about the second one? Also, the person bought something, took something home with him, and in the end we said that he had enough time to go and buy a souvenir. Let's move on to the third person. We've got Kim. Kim visited Yuyuan Gardens in China. I have never been passionate about gardens, but when I went to Shanghai in China, the 400-year-old Yuyuan Gardens took my breath away, so I was amazed. It's like a maze full of Chinese pavilions. So we can see the pavilions, these open parts on the right and on the left. They are open, but they have a shed. Okay, elegant ponds, we can see the parts with water, the ponds, and bridges, and there are some bridges here. There are 6 areas in the garden separated by dragon walls, which end in a fantastic dragon heads. I didn't have a guide, so I was able to wander around, to go around, and take things at my own pace. So I wasn't going quickly, says Kim. I took things slowly so that she could enjoy them. It's perfect for those who love peaceful gardens, but it's also great for those who enjoy impressive architecture. It's a must-see, so you have to go and see it. It's worth it if you go to China. Let's go to the questions again. So which person got very tired? Could take all the time she wanted? What did we read? that she could take all the things at her own pace. This is what we read about. At my own pace. And changed their mind about something. At the very beginning, what do we have? That she had never been passionate about gardens, but now she changed her mind about them. And the other person, we're going to read about Connor, who visited Aurora Borealis in Finland. I like to be physically active, so I went to a village in Finland for an adventure holiday. There was so much to try, like snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, and husky sledging, that I was exhausted. I was really tired by night time. But I had to stay awake, so he didn't want to sleep, to see the Aurora Borealis, an amazing light show in the sky. I'm sure that you have heard about it. There is almost no light pollution here, so I could see this natural phenomenon really clearly. I was amazed to find out that the lights make noises like bangs and claps in the distance. It was the most wonderful experience I have ever had. I now realize that any tourist attraction we can create, Mother Nature can do so much better. And of course, we have the first one, but we should always check if what has remained can be found in the text. So, got very tired during the day. Can we find out where? Of course, he says, I was exhausted by night time. So, I was exhausted. It is similar to got very tired during the day. All right, these were the text, and in order for you to enforce, to learn better the vocabulary, we should always find those synonyms and learn them, practice them. Okay, we are given the different synonyms and we are given the words. I would like from you now, we have already told them during the explanation of the text. I want you very briefly, very quickly to find the answer. So, very, what is its synonym? Really, of course. Tired. Who was very tired? So, who was exhausted? You get on the boat, for example, or boarded. Who boarded on the ship? Impressive. The garden was impressive, for example. And its synonym, of course, magnificent. When you discover something, its synonym is you find out it. I was amused by something. I was entertained, of course. If something is stylish, then it is elegant, of course. Delicious. The food was delicious. And its synonym, it was mouth-watering. When you call to mind something, then you remember something, or something reminds me of that place. Divided. They are separated. Certainly. Of course, it's definitely. And quiet. That is, of course, peaceful. And the last one, it is not known to many people. And of course, the one that we saw about the ruins, it is off the beaten track. So these are the synonyms, and in order for you to learn them, it's much better for you to use them within different sentences. Of course, for homework, you can collect information about a holiday destination in our country, and then you can prepare a 5-minute presentation in front of the class, even that is at school or online. I hope you learned some new things. I hope you got some information that you were interested in. Thank you for paying attention. Goodbye.